everyone. How
Hi,
are
Zaine.
you? Great, come inside.
Thank you. Keep it simple, Catherine. Zaine, I'd love to learn a little bit more about Cape Malay curry and what the base flavour is.
The base flavour is how you mix your masala. Masala means you're mixing spices.
Okay.
And when you put those spices together, that's what makes the curry good.
So
And
there's
that's
different masala for different curries?
Yes, different
Ha-ha.
regions in Asia uses different masala, and they all call it curry, but each country or region is different because of the masala.
And does the masala differ depending on whether it's chicken or beef?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there is one though. When you're making fish curry, you have to use more. Instead of buying seafood masala, you could add more lemon and change this masala to a
for
seafood
something lighter.
masala.
Yeah.
Yes, it kind of bleaches it, but
Ah.
it makes it good for seafood masala.
Okay.
But as for the rest, you can do chicken, beef, and lamb, all the same masala.
Okay, and that's just such an array of spices that you have there.
I can show you how.
I'd love to
Shall
see.
we do that?
Love to see
Because
that.
it's good to have your masala first mixed. What masala means is mixing spices. So we got to mix the spices for a chicken curry.
Right, okay.
Okay.
So what have we got?
We've got here fennel, and this is the seed. Cumin, and that's the seed. This is the powder spice, and then we've got the coriander.
Okay.
So when we put these three together, you get a garam masala.
Right.
That is the brown seeds. You
Right.
add turmeric to that, and then you halfway through your masala for the curry, then you need to add your red. Now the red is pending who you're cooking for. Is it somebody that likes hot, mild, and very hot?
Right.
So if it's mild, like myself, I don't eat hot curry.
No, me neither.
Good.
Right.
So we go for the paprika.
Okay.
So your last adding would be paprika.
Okay.
We in the Bull here in South Africa have a beautiful masala at the masala shop, and that is called a father-in-law. They have two masalas, father-in-law and mother-in-law. Can you believe it? The mother-in-law is hot and the father-in-law is chilled, not so hot.
I actually have. It sounds a terrible description, but I actually at home have a bag of mother-in-law.
Is it?
Somebody from South Africa gave it to me as a gift and told me it was so fiery that I just left it in the bag.
Yeah, but then they copy the name. But it's not the same masala shop that combines the spice. They're just copying the name.
Yeah.
So the name is everywhere. Some 10 years ago, it was called the mother-in-law tongue. And then every spice shop had mother-in-law tongue. But
So
each
bad.
one was different. Each mixture was different from the region that they come from. So here
cheeky.
yeah, it is. So I'd like to taste some of the father-in-law, just to give you a local flavor, as my chili factor.
Right.
Right? So I'm not going to use the chili or the paprika. I'm going to use the father-in-law. But when you get back home, then you use the paprika, because you won't have father-in-law. And don't try and buy it.
Yeah.
Because this particular spice is only from one spice shop here.
Right.
It's just around the corner here.
I understand.
So each spice shop might have the same name, but it ain't the same spice.
And quantity-wise?
Yeah, it's about a teaspoon. And when we use these for quantity for how many a curry for 4 to 5. So today we're going to make a curry for 4 to 5.
4 to 5, and it's about a teaspoon each of spice?
Yeah.
Whoa, that's a lot,
The
isn't
problem
it?
is when people mix masala, they're kind of scared because they get confused with the chili being in the back of the mind.
Yeah.
So when they use it, they like shake it off and think this is going to be hot, and it ain't. It's just a seed. There's no chili in it. So we use 1 teaspoon, a generous.
Generous teaspoon?
This is a generous
Okay.
teaspoon. So not shaking it off.
Right.
Generous one. So this is the
Coriander.
coriander. This is the cumin seed, ground,
And then
because
fennel.
we want our curry today to be smooth. So that's why we're using the powder spice.
Okay. Okay.
So in we go. In we go. Now this is called a garam masala. When we
And you
mix
would
this
use that
together.
quantity for 4 to 5 people? I don't think we use
this,
as
we're only
much at
halfway
home.
there. We're only halfway
Yeah,
there.
I think we'd be afraid. I think we would think, oh,
That
we're
is-
over-spicing. And not just from the heat, but just from the
Yes.
flavour point of view.
No. When
Okay,
it's
that's
powder,
interesting.
powder dissolves. When you're using seed, then we a little bit less.
pull back with the
Yes,
seed.
you pull back.
Good tip.
Yeah. And that's different dishes that we put the seed in first. So it's all different. Each dish is different. So this one is a smooth base sauce, you know, nice one.
Okay.
So when we do that, we get a garam masala. Now, garam masala is obtainable in Europe. A lot of
That's right.
countries have in their supermarkets. So you can mix your own masala anywhere by using the paprika.
Good to know.
So this is turmeric.
Turmeric.
So we use 2
That gives a
teaspoons
lovely
of turmeric.
2 teaspoons of that would be amazing colour out of that now.
Yeah, flat
Yeah.
teaspoons. This one you don't go heaped, or you take 1 heaped teaspoon.
That's very good for you too.
Yeah, it is. It has a lot of healing qualities. Now, when you get back home, this is the amount of paprika. But we're going to use some of the father-in-law.
Father-in-law. And there's a bit of heat in that.
It's very, very mild because they have the father-in-law and the mother-in-law.
Okay. The mother-in-law's the hot one.
Yeah.
I can't believe I said that.
So this one is made with paprika. So it's very mild. So you can use as much. I'm just using it as the chili factor.
Right.
Right. But because it's mild, I use a lot, and then I get back to the nice color that I use. So if
smells
you're
gorgeous.
using the paprika to get close to the colors, important, and also quantity, be generous. Okay, so that's our masala.
Lovely.
For our curry for 5.
Lovely.
It's best to prepare everything in advance. So we've got our onions cut, we've got our tomato that goes in there, and then the lemon and the sugar, of course the salt, and the ginger and garlic.
Oh, sounds lovely.
Right, so shall we begin?
Yes. Just normal
A
sunflower
little
oil?
bit sunflower. We use the canola, the rapeseed oil.
Oh, that
or
we
the
have a lot.
sunflower, which
Yeah.
grows in South Africa, so we use that. Just a little bit like that. And then I use 2 onions as my base and 1 tomato.
Oh,
That's
nice.
easy. 2 onions, 1 tomato, 1 teaspoon ginger, 1 teaspoon garlic, 1 teaspoon lemon,
And
1
one
teaspoon
tomato for
sugar.
4 to 5 people. What does that do in the recipe?
I don't know. Let's taste. We got to taste. So it's good to have to use the method of stir fry.
Oh,
you know?
right.
So stir fry.
So high heat.
Keep the high heat and have everything prepped.
Oh, okay.
So I've got everything prepped.
Right.
We've got our spice.
Yep.
And now we're going to get our onions and tomato and lemon and ginger and garlic. We also put potatoes into this.
Is this a chicken or a beef curry we're doing?
We're doing chicken
Chicken.
curry, yes. I've taken the skin off the chicken because the chicken and the skin collects a layer of fat,
Yeah.
and you don't want that drifting
No, it
on
just
your
sits
curry.
on the top of
Yeah,
the curry. It's not so
It's best
appetizing.
to take as much as of the skin off the chicken. Right?
Okay.
So as soon as our oil is let's see if it's done. Making a good sound.
The singing of the onion.
Filling up the onion.
Okay, they're quite large onions then, are they?
Yeah, it's like 4 curry for 5. It's about that size, 2 of those.
Lovely.
But keep the 2 in 1 equation, like 2 onions, 1 tomato.
One tomato.
Right.
It's a very good tip. Do you know what I like,
this is
Zaine, is
an
how you've
option.
simplified it.
This
you
is
know-
an option. It's a curry leaf. I've got a 3 inside. So we used to get it dry, but now we're getting it fresh.
And is
I've
there
got
any
the
difference
3.
in flavour? You know the way with bay leaf it's normally dried that you would use rather than fresh. Is fresh curry leaf just as good or better?
Just break that and smell that. It's gorgeous.
Oh my goodness.
Lovely.
That's so fragrant.
Lovely.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
So,
Really
waiting
lovely.
for that. It's nice, eh? And I've got a little tree in the garden.
Yeah. Cape Malay cuisine, tell me a little bit about that because it's quite particular.
It is, in a sense, it is a lot of the food that some of, when I traveled to Malaysia, the curries were very similar to Malaysia because we come from Indonesia, not Malaysia, wasn't born yet. It's 350 years ago that we were brought here as political exiles with the Dutch. And some of the stuff they didn't have here, but the Cape Malay women that came here kind of made food for the Dutch, and they were lucky when they brought their own spices, and that preserved the recipes and the way they cooked very much the same as 350 years ago. But we don't always do curries. We do a lot of stews, and we call it breedi. And with stew, yes, breedi. And with stews, we use this. We use the bay, you know the bay leaf, right? This one, I got a broken one here. And the pimento. We call it allspice.
Allspice, yeah.
So that we use for the stew.
Yeah.
Then we make a biryani, which is a rice stacking dish. It's got rice and lamb, onions, lentils, everything in it. It's all layered.
Lentils and rice in the one dish?
Yes, it's all dry.
How interesting.
And rice. It's beautiful.
And it's
with
long,
that-
slow cooked then, is
Yes,
it?
long, slow cooked. So we use that for,
Yeah.
and we use the star
Star anise.
anise, and we use forget what cardamom.
Cardamom.
So
yeah.
all these, but when we cook rice, we naturally put these three in.
Yeah.
With all our rices, we put in a star anise, stick cinnamon, and cardamom.
It's a wonderful combination, isn't it?
But for the biryani, we use this, and the garam masala.
Okay.
But then we use the seed.
Yeah.
So now we're going to put in our chicken.
That's lovely.
Skins off. You can
So,
stir
what cut of chicken have we got here?
all the parts of the chicken.
The whole
we love
chicken.
cooking everything. Yeah.
So you go to your
Bone
butcher and
and
you
all.
just get them to
Yeah.
give you the whole
We're
jointed.
very lucky. All our supermarkets is all cut for us. Any part we want.
Makes sense, doesn't it, to cook the whole chicken, though, doesn't it?
Yes. Do you want to put that in?
Okay, so are you sure now I should put all of this in?
Just chuck
I don't-
everything in.
I don't want to be the person that ruined the Cape Malay curry.
Nothing's going to happen.
I have a reputation to uphold. It's so much, doesn't it? So I need to give that a good
Quick
stir.
stir.
Because you need to cook out your spices, don't you?
Yes. Now the spice is cooking into the chicken, and you have to kind of prolong the watering business. So 2 cups of water. If you put it in immediately, you're going to create a soup, and you don't want
Yes.
that. You want to go on stirring the spice into the chicken
Yeah.
instead of watering it, diluting it.
That
right?
makes perfect
So,
sense.
yeah.
Look
Now
at
we
the colour
put
of the chicken
tomato
now.
in,
Lovely.
and the ginger and garlic, and each one gets a chance to go onto the base of the pot and cook into the chicken with this high heat.
I see what you mean about a bit of stir fry.
Yeah.
In
with
that
a high
sense.
heat, yes. And then with curry leaf, you can just chuck the whole thing in.
This
Smell
smells divine. It's absolutely so aromatic. It's beautiful.
A little bit of salt.
This is something I think would appeal to everybody back home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's an aromatic curry. You know, we have there's kind of the country's divided in two with regards to
Don't
chili.
forget. Yeah, yeah. So we cook with spice, but not with chili.
Yeah.
So a little bit of sugar.
Sugar, that's unusual. What does this sugar do? Does it?
The husk, the seed of the spice is
Yeah.
very coarse.
Right.
Also, turmeric tends to go bitter, so that's where the sugar just gives it that balance. And then a teaspoon of lemon. But if this was fish curry, you'd do the whole lemon.
The whole lemon, yeah. Which, as you were saying earlier, bleaches the fish a
Yes.
little bit out as well.
Yes. Now with
this
the
looks
curry leaf, you
gorgeous.
can just stuff it in like that
Yeah.
with a stem.
And you pull it out later, or do you?
You
leave-
can, because it cooks, the leaves cook off, and then you just have the stem, and when you dish up, you can take it out. There's a color change.
Are we looking for the oil to separate a little bit, as as you usually see when you add spice with it?
Yes. But kind of prolong it as long as possible.
as long as you can,
Asians,
yeah.
they stand in front of the pot and they scrape and they scrape.
Yeah,
and
because your
getting
spice
that-
catches at the
yes.
bottom a bit, doesn't it?
And then you just dribble a little bit to bring. If you're the one stirring, you'd feel that spot is really getting dry.
Yeah.
Just
See maybe that spot there.
that spot there,
Yeah.
and just give
then
it a
just
bit
scrape.
of treatment.
Yeah, and then of course the water evaporates, so you're still continuing
Stir
with the
frying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like the color?
I love the colour. I love the colour, I love the smell. So wholesome. So would your cauliflower curry have the same base flavours? Or would it differ
yes,
again?
No, the same base flavors.
But it would be served as a side to a lamb curry? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can just do lamb with this. As I said, if you do just lamb, then use loin chops.
I think that's a lovely idea because then it's easy to serve as well.
Yes.
Everybody knows what portion they're getting.
The cooking time now for the potato cut in this size, and the cooking time for the chicken is more or less the same. Hence, we're putting in our potatoes. The cooking time for the chicken and this quarter potato is more or less the same.
Really? The chicken's going to cook that quickly?
Yes, it does.
Very good.
Because it's had a few minutes already.
It's true.
At the base of the pot. But if it was lamb and beef, you know, then you don't put your
time.
potatoes in your time. So now we can do the water, the rest of the water, and then put it on low heat.
Okay, so you bring it to the boil, I presume, and...
Yes.
And do the potatoes break down a little bit and thicken the curry
Well,
naturally?
you have to really check your curry if you're busy, not to do that.
But
we don't want to present our curry with mushed potatoes.
Oh, okay, so you're not looking for them to thicken the curry just naturally evaporates into its the right consistency.
You have to test it, and let's close the pot. And then we can garnish it with some coriander, fresh coriander, and that's it.
That's lovely. But it's all doable for
it's quick.
Us at home in Ireland. That's a very practical recipe.
Yes.
These are all ingredients we can get.
And if you're using ground beef, even quicker.
Of course, yeah. I didn't think of it with ground beef.
Yeah, you can do it with ground beef, quick housewife's curry. And then you can put maybe a tin of peas in there, and voila, you have a curry if you're not doing potatoes.
And would you serve it with rice or...?
Rice or roti. Roti is a flat bread.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And you crush it up and it's like a bread.
Yeah.
You eat it with a bread.
Okay, so we're tasting now for seasoning, is that right?
For salt, yes.
For salt. Colour-wise, it's good, isn't it?
Colour-wise, it's good.
Are you happy with that?
Some people like a lot of salt. Do you like it?
Oh, that's lovely.
No heat.
No heat? Sorry, but that father-in-law is hot enough, thanks very much. I can't believe I said that as well.
But that's still going to cook into the potato.
Okay.
That little bit of heat is going to dissolve because the potato's just been put in.
Oh, I get you. So then, the potato absorbs.
Absorb the heat.
The lemon is really nice in that.
Yeah, you can taste it. And?
I'd probably put a bit more salt in, but then I kind of,
Here we go.
Like a little bit of salt. I'm surprised with the potato in the curry.
We love our potatoes. You Irish also do.
We do.
You love your potatoes.
I wonder your potato's different than ours because ours would have broken up by now.
No, that's if you're using a soft potato.
Yeah, ours are lovely and floury, you see.
Yeah, you get the floury soft potato.
Yeah.
So at this stage you can put in coriander before dishing up and then also then garnishing with coriander, you know.
That looks so pretty. But it smells so good. There's a lot of pulp in it, isn't there? Is that the onions and the tomato?
That's the onions giving a nice...
yeah.
Lovely.
That is so nice.
Yeah?
Yeah. Not too spicy after all.
Isn't. Potatoes
I'm beginning to like the father-in-law.
Potatoes done his job.
It has.
Grab all the hot
Zaine,
meat.
thank you so much. I've learned so much about Cape Malay cuisine. Thank you very, very much for your time.
Catherine.